As the commissioner just said, this is something that actually we're proud of here. We do want to replicate this, but in a much wider scale all over the state, to truly try to get people out of prison, to have them trained so that they will become productive citizens. So that's where we are today. We wanted you to see this. This was built in 2008. It's the newest facility that we have like this, and we just don't have anything else except even at Tutwiler, what we saw the other day is just not as good. It's not as new. And so this is what we're trying to replicate all over the state to really make our prison system better. So we'll take a few questions here.
Governor, you said earlier you want the legislature to take action on this prison plan. Some of the lawmakers have stated publicly in the last week instead they're going to be focusing on impeachment next year. Your thoughts on that?
No, I don't think that's what they said. I think that they were looking at that. Some were looking at that. They still are concerned about this. They understand the needs that we have for the state. And so we're going to continue to push on this to try to make our state better, and that's what we're trying to do.
So you don't think an impeachment motion is going to happen this week?
Who else has a question? Yes, ma'am.
By how many inmates would you expand the Limestone facility? By how many inmates and employees might you expand it?
Well, actually, the commissioner can answer this, but we were told this morning by our warden that we're already 50% over capacity right now at this facility. But this is one of the more modern facilities that we have around the state. And so that's one of the reasons we wanted to visit this today.
Do you recommend that Limestone stay open?
Pardon?
Would, in your plan to build these 3 large prisons across the state, what would happen to the Limestone Correctional Facility?
Well, you know, we have not made definite plans even where the new prisons will be yet. But as we will be discussing this, we will certainly look at areas that are the largest, that have the most people who work there, and have the most modern facility. And so, you know, without making any definite promises for that right now, I think that this certainly would be considered a good place to put either a new prison or to put the extensions of the ones that we're going to do, the 3 or 4 others that we're going to keep open.
300 beds in one room. How do you keep everyone safe from riding?
Well, I'm going to let you answer that.
Yes, sir. That's a good question. If you saw from the cubicle, a couple things. One, that cubicle officer has complete surveillance throughout the entire facility, both visually from the cubicle and video surveillance. So the fact that they're under surveillance 24 hours a day is one of the things. The other thing is to have enough what we call rovers, officers on the floor 24/7, just roving through the facility. And then the third thing is, and one of the things that we really want to be able to get back to, is correctional officers are trained to develop rapport with inmates, to learn how to interact with them in a positive way. Because we are so short-staffed in many of the areas of the state, they're prevented from doing that to the extent that they would want to do that. And so fortunately, this population here is heavily vested in getting out because they know it's coming very soon. So they have a lot of incentive not to do anything to put that in jeopardy. But we, as you kind of allude to, have a lot of challenges throughout the rest of the state because of our staffing shortages.
Was there only one rover in there, or how many rovers did you have?
No, normally we would have 2 or 3 rovers in there. Yes, sir.
Governor, you said you want to work with the legislature on this issue. What are you finding in terms of communication with the legislature at this point? Can you describe that relationship with the budget hanging out and other bills still be sorted out?
Well, we still have a lot of problems in the state, and certainly the budget is one of them. And you know, I've vetoed the general fund budget. Will they override my veto? Probably they will. But I could not sign that particular bill because of the fact that we're $85 million short in Medicaid. And that is the underpinnings of all of our health care system. But we'll be working very closely with them, and we'll continue to do that. And I have spoken even this weekend with a number of legislators. And we will continue to work hard to try to solve the problems of this state, to make this state better for the people of Alabama, and that's why we're here.
Just a quick follow-up, pardon me. Can you characterize those discussions at all? Was it mostly about prisons, or was it mostly about other things? Can you
Well, honestly, it was about both. And I stay in contact with a lot of these guys. We have a good working relationship, we do, with senators and House members. And so we're going to continue to do that because we need to work together. If we don't work together, we can't solve problems for the people of this state.
Governor, are you concerned about some of the headlines that are popping up about you costing some economic development projects in the state?
No, I'm not. I'm not concerned about that. Companies want to know if they have a good workforce, and we've got that. They want to know that locals will open up their areas like Limestone County, and we have that. These guys do a fantastic job here in Limestone County. We announce probably more jobs in Limestone County than just about any county in the state. Companies have to have a business model, and their business model is, do I have enough workers? Can I make a profit? And do I like the places that are opened up to me as possible places to locate their companies? And that's what they're looking for. That's all they're looking for. And they'll continue to do that. We have worked extremely hard for this state to try to bring jobs into this state and to set up workforce training programs and all the things that we believe will create an environment to get companies here. That will not change and has not changed.
Governor, I know you want to focus on important points in our state, such as prison reform, but do you feel as though what's your response to people that are still calling for your resignation throughout all these things that you're trying to work on now in our state?
Well, let me say this. You know, I personally have addressed this issue. I addressed this tape that came out that was recorded 3 years ago. I have addressed that. I've addressed the issues related to that. Those issues have been taken care of long ago, but it has just been made public just recently, and I have to address them again. And first I've asked God to forgive me, because that's the most important thing, because I want back in His fellowship. And so I've asked God to forgive me, but I've asked other people to again forgive me. And I've already done that. And I have truly asked the people of this state that are the most loving and the best people in the world, I have asked them to forgive me. And, you know, it's mine. I own it. I own it. I did it. I point no fingers at anybody else. I make no excuses for that. I own my problem. It's not your problem. You have other problems. It's not your problem. It's my problem. And I have to deal with that. And so I have humbly opened myself up to the people of this state, and I have asked them to forgive me and let me continue to do the things that they elected me for twice. And that's to try to make their lives better. And that's what I'm going to do.
And what you just said there, people that are saying, just knowing that this whole scandal is not affecting you being able to get the job done. I think that's what some Alabamians are worried at this point.
That's true. It is not. It is not. And this has been addressed a long time ago. It really has. All of it has been clarified. It's all been addressed. And I have put it in the rearview mirror. Now, others have not, because it's been obviously brought out now. But, you know, it's one of those things that I take full control of. I take full, it's me. I did it. I did it. And that's why I ask the people of this state to forgive me, because they are a forgiving people. And they know God's grace. They know God's grace. And I'm not going to take, I will not, listen, I've made my statement just then. I will not take any more questions about that issue. We're going to talk about prisons now, okay?
Governor, will you call a special session on Medicaid?
We haven't made that decision yet. We will work on that, and we hope that we will get things maybe clarified before then. I don't know. We will have to wait and see, and I'll work with the legislature on that.
Are you optimistic that the House and Senate will take action on this prison?
I am optimistic. I think that this particular issue, it is a major problem that has faced our state for 20 or 30 or 40 years, and it's going to continue to face our state. It's going to cost us millions and millions of dollars a year if we don't address it. We've got the opportunity to solve a major problem. And in my administration and these guys' administration, it is a legacy because people sent us to Montgomery to truly try to solve problems. And so this is a problem that needs to be solved, and yes, I think that we can do it. I really do.
And if they don't approve it, then what?
Well, we'll continue to work on it because it is an answer. And in fact, I have even met with Attorney General Lynch. She asked me to come up to Washington and tell her about what we're doing here in Alabama, because the federal prison system has problems also. But they're excited there. We're all excited about solving this problem. And I like for Alabama to be the best. And this is one of the ways that we can be the best. Okay? Okay. Thank you, guys.